Good afternoon. This is Brother T from the Led by the Lord channel. And today, are we being tempted? Don't be tempted, is my message. Don't be tempted. We hear many stories now from some who are tired of being homebound, needing to get out and socialize, wanting to see their friends and families face to face, needing to get back to their favorite restaurants. And I know when I say favorite restaurants that eating is a necessity. I know eating is a necessity, but is it safe? Is it a safe way when we have to take off our mask in public to eat? And this is if and when we are not spaced far enough from others in these restaurants. So when we cook and eat at home, this becomes a safe way of eating. When we cook and eat at home, even though we're not in the restaurant in the atmosphere that we'd like to be in, but we're home, we can cook at home and we can eat at home. And I know staying at home can be boring and lonely for some people, almost like being in a wilderness. Then there are the sporting activities that we miss, which require close contact, unable to social distance. Again, we are tempted to go out and play a game of basketball, a game of football, a game of volleyball, street hockey, or any game that requires close contact. Now, there are places we have to go, and that's the grocery store, the pharmacy, the bank. And if we follow the safety guidelines in these places and they are not overcrowded, we can feel safe if they're not overcrowded and we follow the guidelines. But for some, the solution to that, to the places I just mentioned, and not having to go to them, is to order their groceries online, then having them loaded in their cars in the parking lot, having their meds mailed to them, And then, after having their meds mailed to them, banking online. A lot of people are afraid to do their banking online, but banking online has become safe. It's a safe way, but some people still, I know myself, I still like to write checks. I'm not one that banks online, but I'm not going to knock it because so many people do it that way. But what my focus is on here today is when we are being tempted. My focus is on being tempted. Matthew chapter 4, verse 1. Then Jesus was led up by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. So as we sit in our isolations, in the walls of our homes, we are going to have temptations. Now, when the tempter came to Jesus, he said, "If you are the Son of God, command that these stones become bread." But he answered and said, "It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. So we hunger to do the things that we used to do. But do we need all of those things to truly live? Do we need all those things to truly live? So Satan's first temptation was designed to exploit Jesus's human and physical appetite. It was to exploit Jesus's human and physical appetite. Our craving to go out to a restaurant temptation. Matthew 4, chapter 4, verse 5. Then the devil took him up into the holy city, set him on the pinnacle of the temple, and said to him, "If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down, for it is written, He shall give his angels charge over you. In their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone." Matthew chapter 4, verse 7. Jesus said to him, "It is written again, you shall not tempt the Lord your God." You shall not tempt the Lord your God. Are we throwing ourselves down, putting ourselves in danger of sickness or death when we are tempted to go out into crowds, taking chances when we take off our mask in restaurants, spending too much time in close quarters with people when there is not good air filtration? Even two people in a small space without social distancing and poor ventilation is unsafe. Throwing ourselves down into a crowded stadium, throwing ourselves down into a crowded building, throwing ourselves down into a crowded church. Let us remember that the head of our church was tempted, but he didn't throw himself down to what would be dangerous. Matthew 4:8. Now again, the devil took him up an exceedingly high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory. And he said to him, "All these things I will give to you if you will fall down and worship me." Matthew 4:10. Then Jesus said to him, "Away with you, Satan, for it is written, you shall worship the Lord your God, and him only you shall serve." So as we are sitting home and watching and being tempted by all these things happening out in the world, we must be careful not to let these temptations put our lives in danger. We must remember, you shall not tempt the Lord your God. So in closing, let us be careful. Let us be safe. And let us remember let us remember what Jesus did when he was tempted. So this is Brother T again from the Led by the Lord channel, asking you that as you sit home and feel like you're in an isolation and in a wilderness in your home, we need to be like Jesus and not be tempted by what's going on in the outside world. Don't be tempted. And if we have to go out, be safe. So let's just remember that temptation can get us in trouble. We don't want to be tempted into putting our lives in danger. And this is Brother T from the Led by the Lord channel, asking you to pray for me, and I will surely pray for you. And you have a blessed and safe day, and don't be tempted.